Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. It's about 5:45, Monday, 8/12, still about 80 degrees. You can see the sun is off my solar collectors. I'm back to charged, I'm not all peaked up. Well, you know, some days you're like trucking along and everything's working, which is really cool, you know. So all you have to do is, you know, slam carburetors and gas tanks on bikes and, you know, put a little power to them and they're running. You guys remember this thing? I put a CDI in this thing. And for whatever reason, she copped an attitude and doesn't want to spark. So, it seems like wherever I am, I keep getting in the shadow. So tomorrow I'll go through it and figure out what to make of it, what else is going on, and what I'm going to do. Turns out this thing, I think it was in Hurricane Sandy. It came from the Jersey Shore of New Jersey. The young man admitted that much, and given the way it's rock seized and all, I'd be surprised if I don't get in there and discover that she's rusty. So, there's that guy. Tomorrow, hopefully a little bit of luck. I just quickly wanted to go through the class of 2013. Let's call it the all-terrain vehicle class of 2013. And I kind of lined them up somewhat in an order that they where they came from. This guy, and that one all came from the same person. They were all Craigslist deals. You recall the blue one had timing chain noise. The 200, whichever one that one was, I think it was this guy. This is Smokey. That's old Smokey. This one actually runs pretty good, has the potential to be put back together again and be a good bike. The only bad thing about it is it does not have reverse. And homie likes reverse on his bikes, but it doesn't have reverse. That one has reverse, but it smokes like heck. All three are shaft drives, all three are Yamahas. There's a Honda. It's a 200, TRX 200. Nice bike. Starts, runs, moves. Could use a little carburetor work. This has the shaft drive. It's kind of like a big red 200 with it's basically a big red 200 with four wheels. This is a 200 SX, TRX 200 SX. So once again, those four came from one person. This one came from Rome, New York. I actually met the guy in Oneonta. It was an eBay deal. Starts, runs, moves. Got very stiff steering for some reason. I think there's a bearing out in there. Basically, it needs to be put back together again. I started to cut up plastic to make this thing nice, and then kind of got distracted and ended up playing with other bikes. This one came from the recycling center, the metal yard, the scrap yard. The rear end is seized rock solid. It is a TRX 125 Honda. I mean, the engine sounds good. Basically, it needs to be put back together. I have a 125 in the shed with a bad engine, so the two of them should go together. I got plastics and all, so putting them both back together, that'd make a nice bike out of the pair of them. This is the front wheel, and there are the back wheels. That's from the under the deck bike. It was a bike that was under the deck. That was a Craigslist deal. Didn't work out. Seized. So I basically parted her out. Talked about that one. You guys remember this one. This is a nice runner, 185. This came from a car show. So, yeah, I paid $175 for it. Came from the car show. So did this one. This came from the car show. Also, that's the 350, TRX 350. Old guy. Rides like a cattle car. I need to put a front tire on it. Didn't come with plastics, but you guys remember this one came with plastics. This was also from the same car show. These plastics should end up on that one also. That was a Craigslist deal from kind of near Albany. What the hell was the name of that place? Anyway, Craigslist deal from around the Albany area. This was an eBay from near someplace called Middletown, New York. Way yonder, I guess, is where it came from. eBay deal, nice deal. It was reasonable, nice bike. This was another eBay deal. She came out of New Jersey, kind of Greenwood Lake, New York, New Jersey. Yeah, shoot, I forgot the name of the place. It wasn't Freehold. The other bike came out of Freehold. But anyway, that one's out of Jersey. This one, local deal, Craigslist. There she is. This is the 125, ATC 125. Looks like a 200S motor. Nice motor though. It's got reverse. Seems to run well. It's a real nice motor. This one would be interesting to kind of turn into a bobber, to kind of scoop the frame down a little bit further so that one's sitting real low on it. Maybe smaller tires. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the remainder of number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 2 outside. $15 is the Freehold bike, Freehold, New Jersey, eBay deal. I went and picked it up. And $16 is the China Quad that right now is on my kind of on my crap list for not starting. So 16 bikes so far this year, guys. A lot of bikes. On top of everything else I own, I had to pick up 16 more bikes to add to the horde. I think what I'm gonna do, and Raymond from England suggested this, but I've also been thinking about trying to figure out a way to get things done up. I think in between these 2 buildings, I'm going to create basically a tunnel, and some of the bikes are going to go in here. I didn't plan very well when I put this up. If I would have planned better, I would have left like 10 foot. Then I would have had 10 by 14. That thing's 14 foot long. And it would have been a nice, you know, an additional storage area. Right now, I could rig up something. Obviously, I have to rig it so that the water drains properly. So some of the bikes are going to go in here, or maybe the golf carts will go in here, and the bikes will go into this shed thing. This, yeah, they're in the way. This shed thing. I think it's about 10 foot wide, and it's 16 or 14 foot long. I'd kind of like to get this part lower so water doesn't just jet in when the wind blows and so forth. So there's also this space, and then I'm also considering doing something with the back patio over there and the area behind the house. When it comes to bringing home bikes, if I want to bring home parts bikes, or I want to bring home a bike that's a real collectible, yes, but obviously I can't put together any more bikes because I got nowhere to put them once I put them together. And I don't think the wife is going to allow me to build another garage, so I need to make this garage work, make space, and put all this mess together. So I was curious how big the class of 2013 got, and the answer is 16. A lot of bikes, guys. Anyway, folks, live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you all in the next episode of The Horde. Remember, tires down, handlebars up. And I gave this advice once before, and I'm going to give it again. Remember, keep your friends close, keep your family close, but keep your enemies closer. Whether they're friends, or people pretending to be friends, or they are family pretending not to be enemies. Take care, folks. Bye now.